Hello, everybody again. Lucy
Hi.
and I are back. Lucy in the Burlington office of Orca Information, and I'm here in Chelan in our satellite office where it is sunny and bright today. It's really nice.
I can see that
Um,
sun shining through. Looks so good.
Thanks. It's been really nice here every day. So one of the big questions that we get, and usually the people that call us about this are quite emotional. And they are quite dead set on arguing with us about this particular issue. Uh, and what it is most of our clients, when they do a background check for tenant screening, they will want a score on their credit report or on their applicant's credit report. They always get a score when they get a credit report on an applicant, right, Lucy? Okay.
That's right.
The score, the credit bureau that Orca Information has always used, they're just wonderful, is TransUnion. They've been around for ages. They have a scoring system. Then there's Equifax, and they have a scoring system. And then there's Experian, and they have a scoring system. And then there is the mother of all mother scoring systems out there called FICO, F-I-C-O. And from the mother FICO score, that was the very first score ever, these three different bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, have created their own version of the score based on patterning after, but not copying the mother of all mother scores, the FICO score. So TransUnion has their name for their score, Equifax has the name for their score, and Experian has their name for their score as well. Then there are many different types of scores out there, period. There are scores for mortgages. There are scores for if you're going to like buy a bunch of cars, or you're going to go car shopping rather. And there are just I think there's 16, Lucy, that we studied. There's like 16 different scores out there. And then there are ones that you, the applicants, it's usually the applicant that calls and wants to argue with us about the score that we showed on their credit report when the landlord asked to pull a credit to see if they qualified for a unit. The score that was on the TransUnion credit report was like 1 or 2, maybe 3 points lower than the score that this applicant is receiving every month because they have a subscription to Credit Karma. Or what's another one, Lucy? What's the other name for these scores that are out there, these monitoring programs?
Well, you can actually get monitoring services through your bank, credit cards. They're everywhere now.
It's like what, $10 a month or something, and they'll notify you.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll notify you if somebody has pulled your credit without your knowledge, or even with your knowledge. They'll let you know that your credit was pulled, and they will also inform you every month or ever so often of what your score is. Okay. So then you hear from your the landlord that you want to rent from that you have a score of, say, 700. And you were just informed yesterday that the score from Credit Karma said that your score was 710. And so now you're mad, or your applicant is mad
It's not fair.
at you, the landlord, and me, the owner of Orca Information, because we screwed up on their credit score. No, not so. What happens is, for example, we had a rather strict system of scoring people up until 2008. Remember when there was that housing bubble, and there was the bubble went out from under the housing. Houses weren't what the value wasn't as high as it was. Like overnight, they dropped. There was also there was a recession.
There was a lot of people.
It was tight for a lot of people. Well, the bankers wanted you, the consumers, to continue to consume, to continue to buy. They didn't want you to shut down your buying because you were afraid of this recession or this semi-depression. So what they did was they started a new scoring system, and they took one of the most popular scores, I think it was the FICO, and they modified it so that it wouldn't be as tight. It wouldn't be as, it's called the new risk score, I believe is the name of it, or the new model risk score.
Risk score.
And they renamed it and they made it more loose so that, and so that means that it, in 2006 and 2007, you had a score of 700. Now you look at your credit, this newfangled type of score that they created so that you wouldn't panic about spending your money and buying things, because they wanted to keep the economy going, right? So they did everything that they could to do that. And one of them was to give you a little bit higher score than what you would have normally had a year, 2 years previous. So this score is now used a lot by a lot of different businesses to check on you, credit card companies, automobile companies, so on, to see if you qualify to buy a car, whatever it is that you want to purchase. However, for renting an apartment or renting a house, the scoring system that is used is the old-fashioned one. It's the one that is used for the mortgage industry, usually. I mean, maybe not 100%, but mortgage credit reports and if you want to buy a home, it's very strict. You got to give them a lot of information. They pull credit reports from all 3 bureaus. They look at your scores. They do serious scrutiny, right?
They do.
It's different when you go to buy a car or when you go to rent furniture, or if you take out credit in some other lesser way. Mortgages are a big deal. So same with rental. It is considered a mortgage credit report. And so you will receive a more, I will call it an old-fashioned scoring system that is still used in mortgages. Now, why they've chosen to do that, I don't know, but we can't change it. Orca cannot change that. But there are lots of scores out there, and they don't always match. In fact, I believe it's like 16 different scores that are being used. Now, Lucy is going to post at the bottom of this YouTube a fantastic article, and there may be a couple of actually that I have. I've sent out newsletters to people on this topic, trying to explain it, and she will post it down there, and it will give you more information on why your score, you applicants, why your score is different than the one that was on the credit report pulled by Orca Information and sent to your landlord. Okay, and once again, we can't change this. We didn't create it, and we can't change it. So there's nothing that we can do. We've even tried to contact TransUnion and on behalf of applicants who are upset about this, and they will not do it. They will not, because this is the way the industry works. You are trying to rent a home, which is basically in the same category as buying a home. And that's the way it works. Okay, so I hope that you've learned a little bit about this, and it's been helpful.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do at Orca, is to help educate landlords and employers. We're trying to make your job easier. We're working our fannies off in the office. I'm working my fanny off here in the land of sunshine. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us, and look forward to more YouTubes from us. We're happy to help. Okay,
yes,
thanks.
that's great. Thank you, Rebekah. If you guys have any ideas on the next topic, feel free to send us an email about that too. We'd love to or answer any questions you guys may have. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye from Orca. Bye.
Bye.